Right. Hopefully we're live. I have no idea. Let me go in our group thing. If anybody can see me, drop me a link while I wait for Anita to come through. We were here at 2 o'clock, promise you, but I unfortunately pressed end broadcast by mistake. So let's just message Anita to see that she's got the link. As I say, it's all experimental. Bear with. So, hi, who's hiring me? Oh, hello! There are people here. Yes, I'm so happy. So this is all experimental. We haven't done it before. We don't know what this StreamYard is like. So if anybody has used it, drop us any helpful hints. So we wait for Anita to come through. We're going to be talking about the lockdown and how, like, the negativity is getting to everybody. Really, I think it's dragging on everybody, and we just need to make sure that we keep ourselves healthy and whole. And where's Anita? Oh, how are you? I can't see your names. When you're on that StreamYard, you need to try and put your name in somewhere, or put your name at the end of the message. I've got 2 other people. Somebody's wrote honey with an I. Hello, everyone's put hi, hun. So hi. How? Oh, so that's one thing. So I'm not sure where my lovely. Here she comes. Let me let her in. There.
Yay!
Hi, Anita. Welcome. We're live and we have some hellos. Oh, Nikki Horn. Lovely StreamYard usually works well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Is Nikki White? Oh, yes. Hello, Nikki.
Hello.
So this is my good friend Anita, who we call the Fairy Lady, but it is the Fae that she works with. And we're going to be talking today how negativity has got everybody a little ramped up and edgy, to say the least. So before we start, I just want to say a little opening prayer just to give us some nice little protection for whatever. So if you just join me for 1 minute, 30 seconds, we'll just say, Father, Mother God, protect us while we are here. May all we do makes us shine, and we have other people along our way and their way, and let love forevermore carry us forward. Amen. Thank you. So, Anita, you work with the Fae, but you also have another calling from life, and that's that you do soul rescues, and also you work with negative energies and removal of those from mainly people's houses, but often people have some kind of attachments. So before we start with that, just want to say, what's your perceptions of how because I know you're Cheltenham way, so I'm in Leicestershire, 2 different counties. What's happening your way? Are you seeing the trolley fights in the supermarkets and people getting all ratty? What's your perception of it?
Yeah, definitely negativity has increased massively over the last year, really. Patience is wearing thin with people, and negative feeds negativity, so the more we feel, the more is around us, the greater we get more negativity, other people get more negativity, and fear, basically, you either live in love or you live in fear, and the fear is generating more and more and more and more of it. So yes, I see it. I've had more and more people reach out to me who are suffering with things and negative attachments and things, all because the negativity around us in general is just growing and growing and growing.
So, me myself, I have, if you don't know me, I have a disability, and so I have to say it so often. But so I don't wear a mask, and I do stand, you know, away from people because I know people are. Hi, puppy.
Hi, Nikki Dawn.
So I am respectful of other people, but some people I feel just butt up, you know, right up to my arse, and like turn around and give them the eyes to step away. But I don't wear a mask, but I do feel people stare at me more, and I don't know, as a sensitive, I'm picking that up more, you know, because I'm sensitive, or whether people are just doing it to be nasty, I'm not sure. But I'm sure there's other people in the group that also don't wear masks, you know, and it's just not nice. So when I'm out and about, you know, with that protection, put your light up and stuff that we'll run through later, just so that everybody can, you know, remind themselves of it. So living in fear, living in negativity, being down in the dumps all the time, what can happen to people if they don't perk up? Or you're saying there's a lot of negativity in the air, so how will that affect people like me? I mean, we'll talk about what happened to me a few weeks ago in a bit.
It's all in the vibration and the vibration around us. If you imagine, we vibrate here in the middle. Normally, human beings generally vibrate kind of here in the middle. Those that raise their vibrations go up higher. Those that are a bit more spiritually aware, a bit more awakened. Spirit lower their vibration slightly to come down to us, and we meet. And then you have things like angelics, higher and higher and higher. The negativity vibrates down here. And normally we can carry along and it won't affect us because it can't reach us. But whereas things that affect us, bring us down, make us feel low, make us feel sad, our vibrations slowly get lower and lower and lower until suddenly we're, you know, caught. And then that's a downward spiral as we get pulled lower and lower and lower. So the idea is to try and keep our vibration minimum at this nice plane, so that we can keep away from the negativity, that we can keep our auras clean and clear, and move forward.
Okay, so most people know me, I'm quite an upbeat person, but a few weeks ago I started feeling, it really got to me. It really, I don't know what it was, but it was almost like the whole world had ganged up on me all at once. And I started feeling really down. And it was just one feeling I got one night, but just we're all weird people here, so that's fine. So, so this won't sound too strange too. If you are watching it from the outside, don't be too alarmed. Sarah, your badge saying I have a hidden disability, yay!
Good badge.
Yeah, that's what it is. So why should we be forced to wear badges? Never mind, we do like we're in, you know. So out of the corner of my eye, I could see some dark, I don't know what it was, up in my wardrobe. I immediately text you, as you know, and then quick do a scan on me, see, you know, what it was. Quick, just check me out in case I'm all right, you know. And then you immediately messaged me back saying, oh, not good, you know. And you gave me a whole list of things to do, light a candle, you know, a whole chant and mantras to do. And you know, it was quite late at night, and you know, we check on you tomorrow, and the next day we did some more stuff as well. So it can happen to everybody. The thing is recognizing it, so that we don't, I think it's when people don't recognize these
exactly
negative, like I say, when people in the supermarket, they just say, look at her, she's not wearing it, and they're attacking you, and lots of people might not believe in psychic attacks or bad things out there, but that's up to them, you know. I have no problem, people can believe what they believe, but if you're on, you know, where we sit in the fence, we can see it, we can hear it, we can feel it, we know it, you know. We know when somebody's staring at us from 2 miles away. So going going back to the super, so I had this dark thing trying to get into me and preying on my fears. And this is where I want you to, if you can just tell the people what is it that they're, what is it they try and get in on you? How do they try and sneak in these bad guys, whatever you call
there
them?
are many different things. So it depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about an entity, if we're talking about an attachment, if we're talking about spirit, there's so many different forms and levels. But generally, they feed on fear. Fear is what brings them negativity, feeling down, feeling low, feeling hopeless, feeling powerless. Those are the things they feed on, and it gives them strength and power. If you're talking about a psychic attack, that can be done without someone even knowing. They can send out a psychic attack and they don't even know they're doing it. They could literally just be saying something bad about someone or thinking something bad about that person, and that person will feel the consequences of that. It will resonate through the vibration.
Is that because we're sensitive? And so you've got, I don't know, Mrs. Smith or whatever down there, she doesn't like so-and-so up the road, and she's just sending these negative vibes out. Ordinarily, it would probably bounce off us, but when we're feeling low and down and dumps, it's them that they, and say like Poppy's an empath. It's being an empath, being a sensitive. If we are low, they bounce in and get on us, and mental health is rife at the minute.
It is, exactly.
So there's a lot of negative stuff going on in the universe, and mental health is rife. So is there a connection between the two of them? Not being a doctor, just a general person speaking.
Of course, yeah, of course. Like I said, the world runs on, everything can be narrowed down to either fear or love. Everything that we do is based out of fear. We do something, anger, we reach out, we snap, we're horrible, we're nasty, we're mean. It all comes from fear, a deep-seated root within us for whatever reason. And again, love, compassion, kindness, it all comes from love. So everything can be boiled down to these two things, fear and love. So when we, especially empaths, they have the hardest job right now, because they take on, unless you can protect yourself and can close it off, they take on everybody else's emotions. And it is very hard for them at the minute to even deter what is their own emotions to what are other people's rubbish that's walking in and out of their auras and that they're picking on. So empaths very much so are having it very, very difficult at the moment. But everybody is I mean, we can all feel this. We're all of energy. We're all made up of energy. This is not, nobody's special or unique. We can all feel this. And everybody's suffering the same, they're the effects of this negative energy, and it like breeds like attracts like. So the worse you feel, the more negative and more low, the more things that come.
Yeah, we see that in cycles of people, things. Let me just read what Poppy's wrote. It's vibrating at the same vibration as the energy around you. Once you recognise, that's it, Poppy. It is exactly. Recognising, and that's where we need to get to that point. And I know we can all say we're spiritual and we're this, that and the other, but if we forget that some of these are not there, if some of these feelings are not our own, we really do have to get into that place of it. I don't want to say enlightenment, but awareness. As I say, things drag you down, and I say some sneaky little thing tried to get me the other, a few weeks ago. It was so we're having a lot more first-time patients. Never been. Yes, mental health. This is
definitely.
It.
Mental health is a huge thing. Yeah.
But it's got to be something to do with the negativity that is in the air, and then lockdown is making us all etchy and touchy and whatever word you want to use. And it's very hard to be love and light all the time, you know.
It is very hard. It's very hard. So you have to do small things, very small things, and concentrate on yourself. You cannot control anybody else. You can love them, you can care for them, but you cannot be on their journey. You cannot help them in the aspect that they have to help themselves. So the only thing you can control is yourself. Right. It's a bit like if you want to help someone else, if you raise up your vibrations, then you're in a much better opportunity to help raise up someone else's, but they have to do it themselves.
So that one where it's the air hostess, exactly. And the oxygen rocks down, and you take your mask. Help yourself first before you can help other people. So Nikki Horn, as aka teacher,
Hello,
Anita. Yeah, do you have any tips on recognizing that downward spiral of negativity, for example, from a negative colleague? So this is a big problem. It's not you yourself who's negative, and that you could be an outgoing, a light person, but when other people start in the workplace, giving it all doom and gloom, how is it that we can recognize their downward spiral?
First of all, you'll know by the way you feel. If you walk into a room and the room feels heavy and almost like the oxygen is thicker or more dense, then you know the saying, "Oh, he cut the atmosphere by a knife."
Yes,
that is true. We can sense it, we can feel it just by the air around us and how
so that should be the first alarm bell.
And then how does that person make you feel? Do you come away from that person thinking, oh, I enjoyed that conversation I just had? Or do you come away thinking, oh, I'm exhausted?
Yes.
Because normally someone who is in that downward negative spiral will grab onto other people's energies to help to support themselves. So it's a bit like a lifeline. They're trying to grab different people, and so they drain energies. So if you're walking away from someone, and they don't necessarily know they're doing it, but if you walk away from someone and feel, oh, I'm so exhausted, then yes, they're definitely in the midst of a negative spiral. That's sort of the first alarm bells.
Right. So if people, say we use Nikki as an example now. So she walks into school. So she wakes up, she's nice and cheerful, and then she walks into this office at school, and suddenly, whew, like this. It's at this moment that Nikki should be then. What should Nikki be doing to protect herself if she's not already done it in the morning, or to build herself up? What is it Nikki should be, and other people in the workplace, or just at home if you live with lots of different family members? Sometimes it's not just work, it's in your own home and other members of family that drag you down. So
first of all, as I said, you have to work on yourself. You can't just go in and sort out their problems until you've got yourself in a really good, strong place that your vibration's going to stay there. So you want to raise your vibrations. I mean, we should do this anyway, as much as we possibly can, trying to keep ourselves in a good place where we feel just at peace with ourselves. So the best things to do is go outside, make a walk, breathe, just the simple thing of those deep breaths and sitting within yourself. Those things are really simple, basic things that you can do. Obviously, if you're more spiritually minded, you can put yourself in your bubbles, your protection. But for people that perhaps aren't so spiritually minded, just to be in nature, clean your house, declutter your house, so it's nice and clean, and the environment that you live in makes you feel good. Yeah, everything's where it should be, and the energy can flow around you. There are really simple things that you can do just to and think, what am I grateful for? One thing I'm really grateful for. I'm really grateful I have 3 amazing boys, and they make me smile all the time. So if I'm feeling down or I'm dragging into a bit, I'll bring that from my memory of something that made me laugh that they did, or something else I have, you know, a wonderful husband. Those things, just small things, and remind yourself that, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Good. I just want to say we've got this. Hi, Gemma. We miss you too. Oh, so hi, Matt. I'm pretty amazing. Well, hey,
my son. Hi,
so,
Matt.
I've been decluttering big time, and Poppy's saying about having a clear quartz crystal on your desk.
Crystals are very good. Yes, I mean we can get to talk about those, but yeah, different crystals can help you. There are incenses, all kinds of different things that you can use.
Oh, is that your house phone? Well, it'll go away. Don't worry. We'll just Mark will get it in a minute, won't he? So, right. So let's talk about crystals. Then we got distracted for a minute. Crystals. I know you've been doing a crystal course in Wolverhampton before lockdown and in between a little bit.
Yeah.
So tell us.
Well, I've always used crystals, and even before for personal use and for around the house. Crystals are wonderful things. Different crystals with, you know, many different things. But for negativity, I've gone completely right. My big daddy, and I love it dearly, is black tourmaline. I will go nowhere without my black tourmaline. It's a fabulous grounding stone. It's really good for turning negative energy into positive energy. It's a great protection stone. It's the daddy. I absolutely love it, and I quite often hand out black tourmaline to people left, right, and centre. It's fabulous. Smoky quartz is another very good one. You can also use things like jet, amber. Amber's good. These are all get bad from onyx. Onyx again is another good protection stone. It's very good at getting rid of negative energy. Also Selenite, which is a nice clearing stone that will, you could have that sat on the side and that will suck in negative energy, and it also clears other crystals as well. So you can put your crystals on top of your Selenite and it will clean them for you. So that's a really good one to have around the house to help soak up.
Did you say selenite?
Selenite, yes. I'm dyslexic, so you will have to excuse me if I mumble a few words.
Selenite is one thing not to do with selenite.
Oh, don't put it in water.
Because
which is it's self-cleansing. You don't need to cleanse it. It will self-cleanse, but it will also cleanse other crystals.
Yeah.
So you can use it for that.
I'm not sure what it's made of, but it will just water dissolves it. I'm not sure. It must be some kind of salt or something then. So, but that is a good one. As we're saying, that is, I think, smoky quartz. And I have that. It's where am I? And you can see through it. I don't know if you can see through it, but I have this near my bed, so that collects any negative, protects me at night, should I say, because nighttime is another. This is Ruby, my cat, by the way. If you don't know Ruby comes on most. I don't know what it is about cats. Well, animals in general can be a good source of relaxation. So the crystals, do you need to have a small one, a large one? Do you need a big rock, or does it matter?
It depends on what you want it for. It would be, you know, if you want to wear it, then something you can slip in your pocket or something you can put under your pillow. You know, it doesn't matter. The size of the crystal isn't going to make it a big, stronger or less powerful. It's I have some big ones that I like to use if I am particularly doing something and I want to place them around, you know, so that they're easy to see and maneuver. But I also have little ones to put under the pillow and keep in around my neck, you know. So yeah, crystals, the size doesn't really matter with crystals. It's more what it is and what you want to use it for.
Okay, so somebody's asked, can we have a list of these crystals, please? Yes. What we'll do is we'll put them in the group at the end, and but is it basically any dark crystal, any black crystal, would you say? Or
not necessarily, because you know, amethyst is useful in some, and so amber is obviously not dark at all. It's sort of like more sun coloured. So no, it doesn't have to be. It's not a general rule that the dark crystals. It just so happens that a lot of the protective ones are black. You know, like onyx and hematite and tourmaline.
Yes, black tourmaline, amber, onyx, selenite. Poppy's just
Someone's
put
on
up.
the wall.
Yeah, Poppy.
I'll do a list of crystals and what their properties are good for, because some of them all, you know, work slightly differently. But I will do a list for
Poppy's
you.
Any crystal ending in ite, should not be immersed in water. Well, that's top tip. I didn't know that, so I'm not sure. But that's Poppy's on it. Good, thank you, Poppy. That's lovely. So, what we're going to talk about now?
Incense.
The incense. So, not only crystals.
So when if you're trying to clear negative energy from your home, and yourself, really, it's nice to, you know, a bit like aromatherapy. Incense can help just as well as crystals. You know, you can use things like frankincense, sandalwood is another good one, and white sage. They're all really good for clearing out negative energy in a room. And the key with incense is if you watch the smoke, if your smoke goes up beautifully in a nice even pattern, then your room tends to be free of any negativity. But if it kind of is moving in an odd angle, then normally a telltale sign there's some negative energy in your room. So it's quite useful.
I didn't know that one either, Anita, so top tips there again. So what you're saying is, so if it just goes straight up, we can assume we're okay.
All good in the room, yeah.
Funny
angle, because the negative energy will fight against it, so it tends to push it at a strange angle. So it's a good way of seeing if there's something negative in the room.
Just gonna check my notes a minute. So, has anybody else got any questions? How about amazing sun, Matthew? I know all your children are very sensitive.
Yeah, Matthew would understand the empath. Matthew's an empath, so he will understand, you know, all the strives that other empaths are going through at the moment, because he's feeling it very strongly too. And
children then, so we're seeing this high. Oh, let me just somebody says, I'm not a person who's put, does this work the same in a diffuser? Okay, I'll answer that one. From an aromatherapy point of view, if we use frankincense, lavender, any number of essential oils, we'll list them in some water, put what less, so I'm just smudging. Someone's messaging. So essential oils in a diffuser or oil burner, I would say yes, that would work the same to clear the room. The other one is frankincense always comes as a resin, so you could have I don't know what the thing's called, but you put charcoal on it and you light the charcoal, wait for it to go grey, and then put 1 or 2 frankincense resin on, and that will smoke the room out, but only use, I don't know if I've got an echo. Can somebody tell me if I've got an echo?
I can't hear one. But...
Okay, so do be warned, do not use too much frankincense. It acts as a clearing, so that will go straight through you and you'll be running to the bathroom.
But it's all right with an incense stick. Frankincense incense sticks won't have the same effect as what Helen's talking about. So don't panic if you've got frankincense incense sticks. You're not going to suddenly need the loo.
But I was wondering that I'm going to try next time to see, yes, frankincense oil, essential oil, yes, but again, less is more. So you only need 1 drop. The thing with that, I'll have to have a look at that next time. I suppose if you wanted to see if your room was balanced, then if you used a frankincense, what are those sort of stick things called again? Incense stick. You would then see the smoke rising up if it was clear, or wafting. If it was wafting, then you knew, to do.
But don't trust don't dismiss your own instincts, your own gut feeling. We know when something's off and not right. Trust yourself, trust your instincts. You do know. So you don't have to always rely on what's the smoke doing, what's this doing. Trust yourself.
Yeah, because it all comes from the gut, and that's where we. So I was going to talk about before that. Just wanted to talk about the sound then. So if people don't like the smells or the smoke gets on their chest, what can we do about sound and noise?
Sound is, so you can use simple things, those that have sound bowls, Tibetan symbols, all those things are brilliant for changing the energy in a room and clearing it out. But the simplest thing you can do is clap. Just clap really fast, really loud, and do it in a clockwise circle around your room, in all the corners of your room, and that will disperse energy. And it's really simple, and everyone can do it. And if you've got kids, get your kids to do it. If they're feeling frightened or in their bedroom they're not comfortable in, get them to run around and clap and make a lot of noise. That will disperse. It will change up energies.
So would you say that's when children see a monster under the bed? Would this or could this be something negative? And so therefore, if anybody has that, I know Nikki Horn works with children, so that would be probably useful just to get the children to.
Yeah, I mean, we can't rule out that a lot of the time people jump to the supernatural when it really isn't. It's just there's a shadow on the wall because of the way the light is, and our mind likes to play tricks on us. Or our radiators, when they come on, they make a knocking sound. Or always look at the practical first, especially with kids. Tell them it could be this, it could be that, but don't completely dismiss them, because we all know that children are the most susceptible to things spiritually. So the best thing to do is to empower the child. If the child feels strong and brave, then if there is anything negative or anything in the room, that will lose its power on them, because it needs fear to survive. And if a child is strong and brave, then it's not an target for them.
Yeah, like Nikki Horn saying, clapping or singing for children.
Yeah, it's
now,
good.
I don't know about you, Anita, but I was in the guides and the brownies and all that, and I remember doing our nighttime walk, must be the guides, and walking through the woods, but we're all singing, and we're singing a song, and obviously that is so that we are.
It does. It makes you feel braver. It empowers you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen it in The Wizard of Oz when they go lions and tigers and bear, oh my, and they get more and more braver and more into the song, and they forget the fear that's around them. So
that's the point. Yes. Let's see. Matt's put something. Let's see. That's the actual reason why people clap at the end of a theatre production, to dispel. Right. I'll read this out just so that everybody.
Yeah.
So Matthew has his own theatre company. It's called the
Wolf in the Web.
Wolf in the Web.
Yeah.
He does lots of things for he does businesses, what do you call it, empowerment days, theatre productions, children's stuff, school stuff. So if we need him, we can put him down. But he's saying the actual reason why people clap at the end of theatre production is to dispel the energy after the show has ended. The Greeks stomp their feet to the same end, which is where the expression break a leg comes from. Wow, thank you for that.
There you go. Thank you, Matthew. But yeah, exactly. It's all about changing up the energy.
Wolf in the Web. I don't know if these comments are coming up in the group or anything. I've not got the group on.
And sadly, I can't see everybody's names. It's coming up with just Facebook user, so I'm not sure who's speaking, sadly.
But we can catch up with them at the end. And then the other thing we were going to touch on was my trusty notes, because so no, I think we've covered that. Anything. So we're going to go to, if anybody feels they have like an entity attached A to them or B in their house. Like you say, the radiator coming on, the street lights change, the car lights reflections. We have to look at those things as the obvious first.
Yeah.
But if anybody is, oh, thanks, Poppy, need to add themselves via StreamYard. Yeah, this is what we were trying to work out, Poppy. We couldn't quite.
We'll get there.
Yeah, so these entities that, if anybody feels they have one, and like I say, I'm normally a strong, brave person, and there was definitely something preying on me in my room, which is why I messaged you. So I know you said to light a candle and
yeah. So first of all, raise your vibration. That's the first thing to do, because if you're a higher vibration, they can't touch you anyway.
So how are we going to do that, Anita? How are we going to raise? What can we do apart from singing that we've just?
So the things we touched upon earlier, go out for a walk, be in nature, eat good food, eat healthily, meditate, be mindful, be kind. Be kind to others, do something lovely for someone else. Think about all the, what you're thankful for. Doing all those things will help you raise your vibration. Music, dance in your house, sing at the top of your voice, even if you're not the best singer in the world. Singing is great for raising vibrations in all shapes, including inside your home. Then next, work on your house. Make sure the house is clean and tidy and decluttered, and energy is flowing through it well. And make sure that you can cleanse the house or clear the house. You can, if you know how to smudge, you can also use smudge, but I don't recommend smudging is the first thing you reach for. Changing the vibration, the energy of the room, using sound, using incense, as we said, using crystals. So once you've covered all those bases, and then if you still think you have an attachment, or you still think there is negative energy in your house, that's when you start to move into the relationship of, right, okay, I need to focus on this and work out how to get rid of it. Even I've got some notes, so I might check my notes. Look. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yes. I always say drink water and have a shower. Brilliant for clearing negativity. It's the simplest things, but they are the most powerful.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go through my little. There's like 3 different stages. So once you've raised your vibrations, you've cleaned out your house and everything. Get rid of negative people in your life. You've done all those sort of things. So we move into our first step, and our first steps are lighting a white candle. White candle is purity. You focus on this candle, and you allow the candle to spread its white light through your room. You start whatever room you're in, and then you expand to every room in your house. You are pushing the darkness out with your mind, with your intention, using that candle as your focus. Talk out loud and say, this is my house, my home, my body, my domain. This is my dimension. They are visitors, or in some cases from other dimensions, and they should not be here. If they're spirit and they're stuck or whatever, this is not their dimension anymore. So you have the control, you have the power. Get your voice, get your courage, and tell them, frankly, please leave. I don't want you here. And go back to my notes. removing fear. Obviously, that's the biggest thing. Do whatever it takes to remove the fear. Turn on the lights. If turning on the lights makes you feel safe, turn on the lights. You can use holy water or salt water. If you're a religious person and you feel happy with holy water, then that's fine. And literally dip your fingers and just flick around the house. If you more spiritually inclined or more pagan inclined, then salt water, as long as you've blessed it with your intention of purity and purifying the home, then it will have the same effect. Then we can move into smudging and using crystals and placing them around the house and things like that. They're all the first steps. In a nutshell, they're a little bit more intense, but they're all, and anyone can do those things. Second steps is when you start, we'll call in someone to come and help, because all those things haven't worked and it's still there. Or if you're quite well knowledgeable or are quite spiritually minded and can control your fear, this is the most important thing. I can't stress this enough. You have to control your fear, because if they see an ounce of fear, that they'll latch onto that. So if you can do all that, then you can start using things like brick dust, banishing and cleansing rituals, talismans, all those type of things, blessings, protection rituals, and spells. But they're not just spells, as in witchcraft spells. There are spells from all different dominations, Kabbalah, Hindu. They're all different. So you can find one that will suit you. Calling in your guides, your deities, your angels, whatever you strongly believe in. And it has to be something you're strongly believe in, for it to work, because it's the faith and the intention there, that courage. If you believe in angels, call your angels in. Those angels will come. If you have deities that make you feel strong and powerful, call them in. It's your guides, if your ancestors, if it's granny, whatever makes you have that strength and that courage, call them in. They will be there. They will help you.
Are you talking about your loved ones then?
Yeah, anything that makes you feel that you have strong faith in. You have to have strong faith, strong belief in, and makes you feel strong. It's abolishing that fear. That's what's the most important. Now, if none of that works, then you move on to the third stage, and this you really do need help with, because these are the.
This is not to try at home.
Yeah, these are when you need bindings and summonings and using different forms of rituals. And obviously the very last thing is everyone knows of is an exorcism, but that literally is the very last thing you would ever do. And I can only stress how much it's so rare ever to have to get to any of those last ones. It never happens. It's completely rare. But I'm just telling you that's the list of.
Can I just interject here?
Yeah, of course.
So, some people can be negative. They could start off okay, but they get down in the dumps, they get negative, and then what happens is they then attract negative people to them, and things always go wrong. They always stomp their foot, their car breaks down, this happens, that happens, and then they have such a oozing of this, something. They wake up and it's going to be a shit day. This is going to happen.
Yeah, it's self-perpetuating.
That's it. So can some people then build up it to be their own big?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes you can think you have an entity, and I use that term very loosely, in your home, and it literally is your own energy that you have manifested into this negative ball. That it's almost has. A lot of people say they have a poltergeist, but they don't have a poltergeist. They literally are just manifesting a massive group of negative energy. And once you can raise yourself out of it and disperse the energy, it will naturally just fade away.
Oh, right. So some things people could be thinking is a big when actually it's a very simple thing to, like you say, clap in, like start doing that on a daily basis. And we're not talking about people who are just ill, 2 weeks off work. We're talking about this has been a big build up. Are we?
Yeah.
We're talking this is weeks, possibly months of.
Yeah, it is. And it's it's like, if we're positive, it's intent, isn't it? If that intent out in the universe is always positive, then we tend to have positive things happen to us. If we keep telling the universe, oh, this is rubbish, this is horrible, this is awful, then you're attracting the negativity, and it's like a snowball, gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Whereas I believe in the angels quite strongly, and I've been out in my car, been flat on the thing, and the first thing that I'm doing is, angels, get me to an open petrol station, and then I don't worry about it. I just go, it's all right, it's fine. And lo and behold, 20 minutes later, I'm at a petrol station, thank the angels. The same thing in reverse would be, oh, it's a bad day,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and Nikki's just put about the news. Watching the news does drag you down. It really does.
Yes, I mean, how many people here watch the news?
I try not to.
I try not to. It's useful for some information, especially with what's going on around the world, but I feel if you sit in front of the telly and watch Coronation Street and it's bad on there, and you watch the news and it's bad on there, and you watch, is EastEnders even on anymore? I don't know. But I just got a question from somebody else, and they're off work at the moment with a positive test, so they can't actually go into work. They're not ill, they don't have any symptoms. What can they do to help themselves? So they're going to be stuck at home when they're used to being busy. They're not actually ill.
So keep busy, find things to do that you enjoy. Start a hobby that you thought you would never get time to do. Read a favorite book, watch a favorite film. Like I said, drink a lot of water and have a shower. Go, if you haven't got a garden, then just opening your window and letting the air come in and blow around the house. There are really simple things.
Go in the garden, and so you could go into the garden if this person.
Yeah, of course.
So they could, if the house is, they could just go out in the garden, pick the leaves up, or just be with that, or go for a walk maybe if they've got a dog.
Exactly. Clean something. How we get such pride if we do something and it looks really nice afterwards, and you go, oh, that looks really good, and it makes you feel good. So just do something that will make you feel good, that you will appreciate at the end of whatever that is. Everyone's individual. Just don't try and don't sit and walla. That's the worst thing you could do.
So we've got Tony join us. Hi Tony. None of the names are coming up, Tony, on the it just says Facebook user. You have to log into the StreamYard thing, so just put your name at the end of the comment. But Nikki, hi Nikki Horn, yes. That's Tony saying. But so friends, what else is there? Anybody else got any questions that Anita? Oh, that's what we're going to talk about, soul rescue. So this is another part of your calling, and again with lots of things, the shift in the energies of the world, lots of people have a calling and are being, I don't know, they're being slung to the front of the line as such.
Yeah, we're being sped up. Yeah, definitely.
Something's definitely shifting, and in a positive way. And as I say, you have this calling, you've been doing it for a long time now. We all know you're the Fae Lady, but we do know you do these soul rescues. So soul rescue, what is soul rescue?
Well, sorry, I got distracted. So soul rescue is basically a trapped spirit that is trapped for whatever reason. Normally there's roughly about 4 or 5 reasons they get trapped. It's normally that they pass away suddenly and they don't realize they've passed. They're attached to something that they don't want to leave, or someone. They are frightened, they pass over, and they're too scared to go into the light because they may think they're going to be retribution or something's going to happen. So they may just feel, oh, stay here, it's safer. Or they've had a nasty death and it's made them angry, and then they just are so angry and twisted and torn, they kind of lose themselves, if you like. And they're normally the main reasons we get a spirit trapped. And basically a spirit will try and reach out because they can't help themselves, and I'll just try and cross them over as best I can and explain to them that we all come from the light, we all go back to the light, and we are not judged. We judge ourselves. There is no fire and brimstone, there is no panel sitting there to judge you when you get back on the other side. You cross over and you will judge what you have done in this life yourself, and that might take you years, or it may take you minutes. It depends on what type of person you are, but we all know we're our harshest criticisms in life, so therefore it makes perfect sense that we all will be our harshest criticisms in death. So basically that's what spirit rescue is to find a spirit and cross them over to where they should be, where we all should be. We should all return to the light eventually.
Yes, I've had I know somebody here told me a story about there was a gentleman who wouldn't go to the light, and in their group when they were helping cross this particular spirit over, it took them a long time to get him to go to the light. And what they found out was that he was it was a bit of a rum character on the earth plane. So when he saw the light, he thought it was like the police or something, after him. So it took him a long time to
spirit can be confused.
Persuade them to be crossed over. So that there was nothing wrong with that spirit. There was not a bad spirit. They would just
confused.
Saw the light, but they saw the light in a different way than what we here on the earth plane would have seen it. So another one is hospitals. A lot of people are going to hospital, but another friend of mine, she has been crossing them over in the hospitals as if they're coming. I don't know what it is. There's something's tipped, and there is more of them coming out. Excuse me.
It's more trying to find their way back to the light. There is definitely a shift with more spirit wanting to return back to the lights, and that's a beautiful thing. And I'm very much pro. I don't like it when we have and this all is my personal opinion, of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but when people go paranormal hunting and they awaken a poor spirit and then they leave that spirit there after they've woke them up and got them to show them something, and then you wouldn't do that to someone you loved. You wouldn't do that to a relative. You wouldn't say, oh, thanks for talking to me, but now I'm going to leave you in this dark place. I'm not going to take you home. So for me, that's the most important thing. It's just returning them home to where they should be. It's love, and I do it with love, for love.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's a lovely story, because we all know you. Excuse me, it's a very gentle soul, Anita. Just want to say, Poppy's Paw, watch the can't say the word, it's found a positive and feel a new light was ignited, not just for the USA, but for the whole world. That's nice, Poppy. Because
Poppy,
yeah, I mean, that's really nice when there's something going on, something is a new light shine for the world now. There is hope at the end of this.
Yeah, and hope's a beautiful beacon, isn't it? We all need hope.
I think that's the focus on, the hope. We're not stuck in this, what we're doing at the minute. It's fine, but we will come out of this. We will shine, and I think a lot of light workers will, again, they're being pushed to the front to shine that light.
Yeah, and even if you just get one person to smile, then you've done that, haven't you? So the smallest things are the most important things.
That's it. So I just wanted to, I don't know if you want to do it, or a small quick meditation just to...
Well, we've been on we can do some just some nice quick breathing and sit in our own powers for a little while.
Sit in our own power, bring our own power up.
Yeah, so anyone who wants to join in, it's great. Just sit comfortably, get yourself relaxed and deep in your chair. Close your eyes, and I want you to take a nice deep breath in for the count of 4. Hold it for 3, and then again out for 4. And do that again. In for 4, hold for 3, and out for 4. And one last time. In for 4, hold for 3, and out for 4. And I want you to see that beautiful white light coming out of your crown chakra, and it is falling down into your body, through your head, through your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your chin. Everything's relaxing. Your neck, your shoulders, your back, down your chest, into your stomach, arms, legs, fingertips, toes. Just feel that beautiful, that's your energy, it's your power. Just feel that energy throughout the entire parts of your body, every cell in your body. And now push that energy outside of your body, into your aura. Not too far, just enough to cover you all the way around. Feel that, that's your power, it's your energy. It's beautiful, it's white, it's clean, it's safe. And just sit in that power, just for a few minutes, and remind yourself how beautiful you are, how calm you feel, how at peace you are. Just for a few minutes, I'll leave you there. Okay, when you're ready, just open your eyes. Be back in the room, back on your chair. Wiggle your fingers and toes, stamp your feet, get yourself back to where you are. And that's something you can do anytime, any day, just to remind yourself that you have the power. Power is within you.
It's lovely. Thank you, Anita.
You're welcome.
That's lovely chatting with you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I hope everybody's got something out of it.
Yeah, if anyone has any other questions and they want to message me, I'm quite happy to answer any questions later on. So
Anita is the lady to go to. So that's it. Having hope. I feel the news wasn't given any. No, having hope is that is the big one, I think. So thank you, lady. You're welcome, everybody.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
I'm not sure if to do this monthly or fortnightly, and if you want to come on and share your story, please let me know. I'm happy there's not a lot else going on in the world at the minute, so you can talk about anything, your dog, your life, anything that's just positive and uplifting. I'm happy to facilitate that for you. I'm sure and I'm sure, Anita, you'll be on again.
Yeah, I'm happy to come back and talk about, spirit rescue or this again, or the Fae, But if you get me started talking on the Fae, it'll take a while.
So if you don't know what the Fae is, it's the fairies, and they are nature.
Fairies, elementals, yeah, beautiful, beautiful spirits.
Yeah. So we've seen little people out in when you're walking, you know, you want to join us on that topic, because it'd be truly enlightening, should I say. So if there, let's call out for any more questions. I think we're done.
Lovely.
Now I'm going to end it. I'm just going to press the button. So I will see you lot at another time. If we you'd like to know about the fair, yeah, we can do a little thing on that. Anita's definitely,
yeah, I'll do that, definitely.
yeah. And Poppy, I know you've got a great wealth of knowledge there as well. All you ladies have got something to share, so contact me, book a slot with me, and then we're just going to say good afternoon, enjoy your day. Don't, remember to keep your power here. Yeah, don't let it go too far, and hopefully stay positive. All right, I'm going. 3, 2, 1.
Bye.
See you later. See you next time.